Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I love traveling, new places, new food, new people, but sometimes what's normal for us can be totally weird somewhere else. Today we're diving into Western habits that can accidentally shock or upset locals in China. Our goal? To help you avoid being tourist and have the most respectful, amazing trip possible. Understanding these cultural quirks is the key to making real connections and great memories. So grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's get started. First up, talking loudly in public. In China, keeping your voice down is a sign of respect for public harmony. Loud voices can come off as disruptive or inconsiderate, even if you're just excited. On the subway, in restaurants, or walking down the street, think polite conversation, not shouting across a crowd. It's a small change, but locals will appreciate it, and you'll blend in better. Plus, you'll notice more of the world around you when you're not adding to the noise. So, next time you're in China, check your volume and enjoy the calm. Trust me, it's a travel hack you'll love. Let's talk tipping. It's one of those travel topics that can trip up even the most seasoned globetrotters. You might think it's a small detail, but knowing when and how much to tip can make a big difference in your travel experience, and in how you're perceived by locals. In the US, tipping is not just a nice gesture, it's expected, almost like an unwritten rule. Waiters, bartenders, taxi drivers, and even hotel staff often rely on tips to make up a significant part of their income. Leaving 15–20% at a restaurant is standard, and anything less can be seen as rude or a sign of poor service. But in China, the story is completely different. Tipping simply isn't part of the culture. In fact, it's so uncommon that many locals have never even considered it. When you pay your bill, you're expected to pay only the amount shown, nothing more, nothing less. If you try to leave a tip, you might notice confusion or even discomfort from your server. In some cases, offering extra money can be seen as implying that the staff aren't paid fairly, or that you're trying to show off. It's not just unnecessary, it can actually be a little insulting. Most service staff in China receive a full salary, and there's no expectation of extra cash. The price you see on the menu is exactly what you'll pay at the end. No hidden fees, no need to calculate percentages. In fact, if you do try to tip, don't be surprised if your server chases you down the street to return your money. They're not being rude, they just want to make sure you haven't made a mistake. There are a few exceptions though. In high-end hotels, luxury resorts, or when you hire a private tour guide who regularly works with Western tourists, tipping might be accepted or even expected. But even then, it's best to check first or ask your guide what's appropriate. So when in doubt, just don't tip. You'll avoid awkward moments, save yourself some money, and your hosts will appreciate that you respect their customs. Instead, offer a warm smile and a sincere "ziexi." That's Mandarin for thank you. It's the best way to show your appreciation, and it goes a long way in making a positive impression. And hey, the money you save by not tipping, use it to try more delicious dumplings, sample new street foods, or pick up a unique souvenir at the market. Easy, right? Traveling is all about embracing new customs, and understanding tipping in China is just one more way to show respect and make the most of your adventure. Let's talk about public displays of affection, often called PDA. In many Western countries, it's common to see couples holding hands, hugging, or even sharing a kiss in public spaces like parks, streets, or cafes. These gestures are seen as normal, and most people don't think twice about them. In fact, for many it's just a natural way to show love and connection. But in China, things are a bit different. Affection between couples is much more private and reserved. You'll rarely see couples openly kissing or embracing on the street. Instead, people tend to keep their feelings behind closed doors, sharing their affection in more subtle, understated ways. In big cities like Shanghai or Beijing, holding hands is becoming more common, especially among younger generations who are influenced by global trends and pop culture. You might spot young couples walking hand in hand, especially in trendy neighborhoods or near universities. However, more intimate gestures, like kissing or hugging in public, can still make people around you feel uncomfortable or even embarrassed. It's not that people are judging you harshly, but these actions can clash with the local sense of propriety. In Chinese culture, there's a deeply ingrained sense of modesty and respect for personal boundaries. Public displays of affection are often seen as too forward or attention-seeking, and people prefer to keep their emotions more contained, especially in front of strangers or elders. In more traditional or rural areas, even something as simple as holding hands can be rare. Couples might walk side by side, but they'll keep a respectful distance, especially if there are older people or family members around. So, if you're in China, it's best to keep things low-key when you're out in public. Save the big romantic gestures, like passionate kisses or long hugs, for private moments, such as when you're at home or in a more intimate setting. A warm smile, a gentle touch on the arm, or a quiet word can go a long way in expressing your feelings without drawing unwanted attention. These small gestures are often more meaningful in this context. By respecting these boundaries, you show cultural awareness and sensitivity. It helps you blend in with the local crowd and makes your interactions smoother and more pleasant. Remember, you don't have to hide your relationship, just express it in a way that fits the local customs. Enjoy each other's company, share a laugh, and cherish those quiet moments together. When you're thoughtful and considerate, locals will notice and appreciate your effort to respect their culture. It's a small gesture that can make a big difference in how you're received. Food time. Chopsticks are everywhere, but there's etiquette to follow. Never stick your chopsticks upright in your rice. It's a symbol of death and very disrespectful. Instead, rest them horizontally on your bowl or on a chopstick rest. Don't point with them, spear your food, or drum on the table. Treat chopsticks with respect. They're not toys. Locals don't expect perfection, but avoiding major taboos shows you care. It's a small gesture that means a lot. Take the time to learn, and your host will notice. Respect at the table goes a long way. Shoes indoors. Big deal in China. In fact, this is one of the first things you'll notice when you visit a Chinese home. The moment you step up to the doorway, you'll see that shoes are not just footwear. They're a symbol of the outside world, carrying in dust, dirt, and all the chaos of the street. Always take your shoes off when entering someone's home. This isn't just a casual suggestion. It's a deeply rooted custom that everyone follows, from young children to elders. It's a sign of respect and cleanliness. By removing your shoes, you're showing that you care about the host's space and want to keep it pure and comfortable. The home is a sanctuary, separate from the outside world. It's a place for family, relaxation, and peace. A safe haven where the worries and grime of the city are left at the door. You'll usually see a mat or shoe rack by the door, and your host might offer you slippers. These slippers are specially set aside for guests, and sometimes you'll even find a fun variety, colorful, cartoonish, or extra fluffy. Accept and wear them, even if they look silly. It's part of the ritual. Slipping into these house slippers is a small gesture, but it means a lot. It shows you're willing to embrace local customs and make yourself at home. Refusing slippers or keeping your shoes on is awkward and disrespectful. It can make your host feel uncomfortable, as if you're ignoring their traditions or bringing the outside world into their private space. Don't wait to be asked, just start taking your shoes off. This shows you're aware of the custom and considerate of your host's feelings. It's a simple action, but it speaks volumes about your respect for their home. Your host will appreciate your awareness. You might even notice a smile or a nod of approval, a silent thank you for understanding and honoring their way of life. It's one of the easiest ways to show respect. In a culture where hospitality is highly valued, these small gestures help build trust and warmth between guest and host. Start your visit on the right and clean foot. By following this simple tradition, you'll make a great first impression and set the tone for a pleasant, harmonious visit. This one's about attitude. Don't criticize local customs or food. Making faces or negative comments about something unfamiliar can be deeply offensive. Remember, what's strange to you is often cherished by locals. Approach new experiences with curiosity, not judgment. If you don't want to try something, a polite no thank you is enough. Ask respectful questions if you're curious. Keep an open mind and a respectful tongue. Curiosity opens doors, criticism closes them. Let's talk personal space. In China's crowded cities, you'll be much closer to strangers than you're used to. No personal bubble. But physical touch between strangers is still uncommon. Don't tap someone to get their attention. Use a polite, "excuse me," instead. You might be shoulder to shoulder on the subway, but keep your hands to yourself. It's about proximity, not contact. Understanding this helps you navigate social situations smoothly. It might feel formal, but it's the polite way to interact. Respecting these boundaries shows you're a considerate traveler. That's a wrap. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, travel is about respect, awareness, and openness, not perfection. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and join our community. Every subscription helps us create more content for you. Travel safe, be kind, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.